In this video, I want to talk about charts that have horizontal repeats. And what I mean by that is where you have to work the stitches in the chart more than once. If you look at my needles here, you'll see that I have 8 stitches cast on. And I have them separated into groups of 2 stitches. If you look at my chart here, you see it only has 2 stitches. I'm going to have to work this 4 times to get all the way around my 8 stitches. In this first row, it's just knit, knit. So I would go knit, 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 knit. I'd have 8 stitches. On this row of the chart, which equals a round of knitting because I'm working in the round, I'm going to be adding stitches. So I'm going to start with 2 on each needle, but I'm going to end up with 4. So you can see here, it's kind of a little bit disorganized looking, and that's why some people like to use circulars for getting started. But I have knit, yarn over, knit. I'm going to do that 4 times because I'm going to do it once on each needle. I'm going to show you that again because this has a double yarn over in it. 2 yarn overs next to each other. And how do you work that? Well, here I'm going to work a knit. Then I have a yarn over, then I have another yarn over. See how it's creating 2 strands of yarn that go around the needle? Now I did that picking or continental method. So let me show you on the next needle doing it throwing or English method. I like to show it both ways because it's a little different conceptually. Oh look, I'm all tangled up. So again, you can see why some people like to start on circulars instead of double points because it can get really messy. But I don't know why I'm a double point kind of junkie. I don't usually knit with the yarn in my right hand though. Okay, so now I'm straightened out again. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to knit a stitch. Nothing special about that. Now I need to do a yarn over, and that's a little more work involved for right-handed knitters or English throwers. I have to bring the yarn around like that manually, and then I have to do it again. So now I'm going to have those 2 new strands of yarn around the needle. Now I'm going to leave it in the back because the next stitch is a knit. So you can see that I'm not as good as knitting with my right hand because I don't do it very often. I usually only use my right hand when I'm knitting with one hand and holding a color for 2 colors. But the point is here that we're started with 2 stitches on each needle and we ended up with 4. I didn't finish the round, there would be 4 there. And so I would have 16 stitches total for the 4 stitches on the chart. And then I've also shown you how to do a double yarn over. One thing you need to know about the double yarn over is on the following round or row of knitting, you can't knit or purl into it twice. It will be impossible. So you knit one and then purl one into that loop. And that's all there is to this. I'm just going to go around one more needle so that I can get back to where I'm working into those double yarn overs again and show you what that is. So here we go, knit, yarn over, knit, and now I've finished the round. Believe it or not, after you get a couple more rounds done, this gets easier to manage. So here I am, I've got my 4 stitches, right? Well, the first one was a plain knit, and these aren't on the chart. You'll notice it's 1, 3, 5, 7. So I don't have the even rounds on the chart because they're just plain. And that just means you knit them. But in this one case, you can't knit. It's impossible. So let me show you that. Whenever you come to the double yarn over, I can knit in the first one. Well, I can't knit in the second one because it'll just make a big mess. So what I do is after I knit into it, I purl into it. And then I knit the last one. So I still have 4 stitches, but into that double yarn over, I made a knit and a purl, and it makes a big hole. And that's what we want in this pattern.